evening. Welcome back to Exhibit Scotland. I'm out and about. I am looking for fungus, and I've been checking out this geological area here because it's pretty special actually. And basically what we've got here in this area is oceanic crust which has been abducted, which means it's come on top of other rock basically, and there's lava flows and sandstones, and the area here is rich in things in the FE region, so your copper rich rocks. There's conglomerate as well. Looking at my kind of main reason for being out was to look for Waxcaps, and I found one Waxcap so far. I found another fungus that had a very squamulose cap, which means scaly. It's also kind of grey colour, nice and kind of white underneath. Basically what I'm doing today is I'm looking at right on the coast for fungus, which is maybe not what you'd expect, but for fungus, maybe you think about fungus being in a woodland or something, but seems like there's grassland fungi everywhere. I've been surveying for fungus on islands like the island of Canna, which is on one of the small islands off the west coast, northwest coast, and it was absolutely covered in fungus, absolutely teeming with fungus, probably growing on layers of rabbit droppings. So I'm going to navigate our way across there. It looks a bit boggy. You can actually hear water trickling right now, and there's water mint here, all telling me that it's wet here. Do you remember the water mint from a few streams ago? We found it. So there's some more water mint. There's a wee bit of water mint here, and actually generally the plants here look like they're like wet. It's grass of Parnassus, I found. It is amazing. Don't see that very much. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Oh, isn't it lovely? I'm going to have to take a photo of that. Oh boy. Oh, there's a lobster claw. Ah. You know what lobster claws might mean. This thing. Lobster claw. That's how we found a lobster claw. We found otters nearby. Of course, it could be anything. Birds. Yeah, but this bit looks quite cool. Oh man, my nose is running so bad today. That's what cool there. So yeah, this is beautiful rocks we've got here. Interesting the way that the rocks are forming. And if we zoom in a bit and look at the way those are kind of all squashed together, a bit like the inside of a pillow gets when it gets all compacted. Yeah, it's just super lava here. Look at that, look how crusty it is. Crusty lichen. Yeah, crispy, crusty lichen. Amazing stuff. Lichens are a combination of fungus and algae. They're symbiotically working together to create a lichen. There's some stuff in it. So let's see. There are some tracks in the grass here. Quite small, thin tracks as well. Where does it go to? It goes down here, goes onto the rocks. Oh, might be an otter, might be otter. Here's more lobster. Like it's like the eyes and stuff. These long, like lobster tentacle things. Which is cool. Look at that, spiky bit. So something ate lobster up here. You look at the legs here. These bits of lobster leg. Once again, these are nice and blue. So I like it that we've got otters here. Wow. It's really rugged all the way along here. Super rugged. Looks like there's some weather on its way from up there. It's definitely coming this way. The wind is blowing this way. And as you can see, Arran, and then all the way down. And you can see Ireland today as well. It's been a very, very clear day. But yeah, seeing as the weather definitely is changing. You can see it up there. Look at that. Look at that weather. It's coming. As you could see the Holy Island stuff earlier on, and it's getting dodge. So it might be time for me to start heading back to the car. Let's go up this hill here. See where we are in the world in terms of heading back. Some more fungus on the way, or something else cool. Oh, look at that! Told you we'd find more fungus on the way. Look at that bad boy. There you go. A couple of photographs taken. Another species on the list. Look at the light at the moment. Ooh, it's good light. Okay, up we go. Up we go. Are there any more? You really got to get your eye in when you're looking for fungus. So many things look like a bit of fungus, like a dry flower head or something. Or earlier on, I was like, "Oh, there's something red in the grass. That'll be a fungus," and then it wasn't. It was a piece of very red sheep sorrel. So yeah, you just got to really keep your eye out. Oh, grasshopper. Climbing up here, one-handed. Whew, let's go back this way a bit more. No, not seeing anything. So windy. Right, and again. Oh. And we're nearly at the top. Whew. I live in a place called Ayrshire, one of the many shires, and I've never found Ayrshire to be very good for fungus. I've asked some other people as well and they said similarly. It's definitely fungus here, but how? It's not easy to find anyway. We found 4 or 5 species today, which is, I suppose, better than nothing.
Thank you for sharing this. It brings energy to my soul.
Oh, Poch, thank you. The weather is
Pochford says,
turning.
wow.
Yeah, it is getting pretty wow right now, yeah. The land, the clarity is amazing. Like you can see over there, that's like the end of Scotland, the Mull of Kintyre basically. And then down that way, it's Ireland. It's pretty mad, Like
Weenacy says, that's pretty awesome.
sometimes you can't see any of that, it's just all in the clouds, but today visibility is really good. Autumn. One of the fun things about autumn is fungus comes out in the grasslands when they start to not be so dry. And there's some beautiful fungus. A variety of fungus called Waxcaps, otherwise known as Hygrocybe, and I think we should go and find some. I had a little look about a week ago and found some, just maybe 1 or maybe 2 species. I don't really know an awful lot about them, but they take amazing images. I know a bit about them. I know a little bit that you know, like they want unimproved grassland, ideally. If you put fertilizer and stuff on the grassland, then it ruins the chances of the waxcaps being there. And yeah, so there's this bit of land in front of me here, which today has got sheep on it, sadly. And I think it looks ideal, partly because of the sheep, to have a little look and see if there are any fungus there. I'm coming in, sheep. I'm coming in for a wander about. Give you a chance to move on, so you don't get too frightened by me coming in. Yeah, you guys over there. That's the way I'm gonna go first, I think. I'm gonna go over there. That looks like an interesting wee bit over there. And then quite like the idea of looking at those terraces up there, because I've had some quite good experiences with fungus on terraces up places like Benlores, and also on Canna, Isle of Canna, which is up near Rum and Muck and Egg.
Keisha 1981 says, howdy.
Howdy, who's that? I didn't quite see there the name, it's in purple so for me. Howdy though. Keisha it is, it must be Keisha because it's purple. Haha. I'm good, Keisha. So this is ideal grass actually. Ideal grass. It's nice and short. It's been well manured. Quite a lot of dung basically on the grass, which is good. It means there's lots of nitrogen. Fungus needs nitrogen to grow, just like plants. Nitrogen is the kind of key chemical that fungus want when they're thinking about growing. Well, they want to grow. The lay of the land as well, that's another thing to think about. Like, where is it cool as well as warm? Like, it's not you don't want it to be too damp, you don't want it to be too dry, needs to kind of be interesting, sort of like a mixture of these things. Usually a little bit moist is good. So maybe where there's a bit of extra shade along. Also, the way mycelium works is that it grows in networks across the ground, like under the ground, just in the surface of the soil here. It'll also partner up with other plants like those gorse bushes, but we can get to that later. So what it'll do is it'll grow, and then when it hits a barrier, basically if you put fungus in a petri dish, which is in a scientific laboratory or whatever, the mycelium will grow to the edge of the petri dish, and then it will basically say, oh, there's a barrier here, that's a threat to my life, so I need to now cast my spores and get past this barrier. Now here I've got some nettle patches. So nettles grow where there is an increased amount of nitrogen. It could be that an animal has died in a field or something, and their decomposed body has basically fertilized a particular area. Also, thistles grow in these sorts of areas as well. It may be that it's just, maybe there's like this area here, for example, is a little dip over here, and I can imagine maybe some animals sheltering here because it's actually quite sheltered. Maybe there's just extra manure here. Maybe there's a runoff or something like that. But yeah, can you see how there's these patches of nettles that are starting to appear? So that's telling me something about what's going on in the soil in terms of its chemistry. I'm pretty sure the fairy folk down here are watching me as well. It's not the like, that's weird, like the camera just turned around on its own, didn't touch it myself, and I thought I saw something scurrying off in the corner of my eye, and I saw that a couple of times while I was out the last time I was walking around here. I'm pretty sure that it's not a mouse. Anyway, yeah, my eyes feel like that at the moment. Oh, I can hear a skylark.
By the way, I do not sound like that.
The sky's good today. Bright lights.
Such great weather today.
It is good. We've been blessed. Wow, nettle here. So there's a lot of what is this? Bracken. I wonder. Yeah, it's quite smelly here as well. I think that's right. I think this is a wee place where maybe cows have hung out in the past. So what I'm doing here is I'm just basically traversing this area, just kind of walking back and forth across it, just scanning my eyes, trying to get my eye in and spot some fungus. And then I've got my camera with me, and if I find any, I'm going to take some nice pictures. So that's the mission. Basically, find some fungus, take some pictures. It's pretty dry, the ground looks really dry on this path, surprisingly dry. Actually, for the amount of rain we've had, the soil around here must be super well draining. Nice gorse here. Does anybody live in there? Pretty. like gorse a lot. The other thing about looking for fungi is that sometimes you can wander around and not find much. And then you just like stand still for a little while and you realise that you didn't really need to be walking very far at all. They were all just kind of right at your feet. It's weird. What is that? Is that an eggshell? Looks like it. Someone's had a bit of something in an egg. Or it's maybe a nest that's been cleared out. Some nice silverweed there. I like silverweed. See how it's called silverweed? Because it's got a kind of silvery hue to it. What we're gonna do is put you here like that. I'm gonna have a quick look on this bank while you do that. So just, so you can see and
Siwa says, I love these streams, thank you.
you love the streams. Hi, Suawa. Aww. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. So I'm just going to go and have a look on the bank there. I'll be back in a minute. Quite moist. It's not bad actually. I thought it was going to be dead dry when I stuck my finger in, but it is moist. So amazing big spider web there. I'm not going to go that way. I'll just break a big spider web. I want to do that. Hang on a minute. What's this? Clover. That's a clover. How are you today, guys? If you're just coming in, you're doing alright. It's the beginning of your week starting off. 4.3, 4.4. Oh, it's interesting over here. Oh, I like this place. This is unexpected. Very unexpected.
Looks like where I live.
Oh,
I'm working.
you're working. Look at that. There's a big kind of hole down there with like trees and stuff. That's the sort of thing I love. Here we've got this hawkweed. Nice, beautiful kind of plant. hiding in behind the hawkweed. There is this little fella. Right, let's have a little look at this and look at its features. If you look at what's called the stipe, so fungus don't have stems, they have stipes. So the stipe, it's kind of dusty looking. That's the way I would describe it. The edge of the cap has got like a little, it's got a little light.
I've been busy moving, lol.
See, it's got like a little lighter edge to it. It's like the rim of the cap is like, it's bumpy, if you like. And
Siora says, yes, can see dusty.
yeah. Then you've got these lines coming up here, and it kind of looks a bit like veiny or something on the top. It's interesting the way it looks. The way it feels, it's not slimy in any way. It's a very dry sort of...
Keisha 1981 says, pretty.
It's a dry texture. Some fungi is quite slimy to the touch, whereas this is very dry to the touch. It feels a bit like...
Siora says, no comment.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what that feels like. It's like a bit leathery, I suppose. Now let's look at the gills underneath. So you see the gills are in there. It's quite dark in there. So it's probably going to have either a brown or possibly a...
Keisha 1981 says, lol.
Maybe a kind of light grey spore print. So what this mushroom is doing, it's under the ground, and this has sent up its fruiting body into the air, and these gills are dropping the spores from this fruiting body into the wind, and they're getting carried off into the wind. This is a type of mushroom is known as a dropper because it drops its spores. Most mushrooms are droppers. Some are shooters when they get hit by a water droplet or stood on or something, or just generally they squirt their spores. So anyway, this is quite a common fungus to find at this time of year around here. This kind of in Scotland when I say around here. And now I found something else. I found some more fungus, and this is on a bit of dry wood. Actually, now this is a lot different from that fungus. You see this yellow stuff on this wood here? Can you see it? So there's something called witch's butter, a jelly fungus. As you can see, it's slimy. If I touch it, you can see it sort of sticking to my finger, and it's kind of, you see how it's jelly-like when I flip it with my finger. So there's some more of it there. Jelly fungus. Yuck. Cool stuff though. Nice colours. Not particularly photogenic, that one. So now I'm basically crawling around on the ground. There's a more likelihood that I might see something. This is a good vantage point. This is a good... Once you start seeing a particular type of mushroom in the grass, you know that that is part of the mycelial mat. You know you're on the trail. So a good point then is to look from that spot and to look around in a kind of circle. And by looking around in a circle, you're potentially going to see other fungus that are on that web of that mycelial mat under the soil. You might just see them popping up. The difficult thing is you have leaves and other plants and things like that. But over time, you'll start to spot the stuff that you're looking for. So, there are things called fairy rings, and fairy rings are sometimes attributed to where there was a tree previously, and that there's still like a fungal imprint where the tree was, and also basically it's relational to the mycelial mats, the shape of the mats, the fact that the fungi grow on the outsides of the mycelial like lattice. So because it grows in a circle, spreads out like that, you get these circular like rims, if you like, where the fungus is. Happy days. I found a blackening waxcap. One of the ones I said I was really excited about finding, and I found one. Look. Yay. As you see, it started off orange and now it's starting to go black. Oh, and there's some coral fungus here as well. Amazing. Look at this. Look at the cute coral fungus in here as well. Look at these guys. Yay. Sorry about this.
I've never heard someone so excited about fungi. It's great.
Excuse me, look at these guys. Wow. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Try and do a bit of gardening here so I can take a picture. Oh, look at that, guys. Success.
Sior says, nice lens.
Thank you. It is a good lens.
Keisha 1981 says, nice.
So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm going to use autofocus first off. Just use the in-camera settings. See what it does. And then I might change them if I fancy. So use autofocus first of all. And then once it's done its autofocus, I'll then swap it to manual focus, and then just kind of move in and out a little bit, basically with my body, and just kind of like just start snapping basically when I think, oh yeah, I like that. And just take a couple of them. Because sometimes when you're in post-production, you're like, oh, I actually prefer that one slightly, just because of it can be a very small thing. So now I've taken a couple in that direction. I'm going to take a couple portraits. I'm wearing full waterproof trousers, waterproof jacket, but that means I can lie in the grass and actually get down, and if it's wet or whatever, then I'm not going to get totally soaking. You have to be pretty invested in fungus photography because they're often very small, and so yeah, you just have to kind of get into the thick of it. Okay. Take a picture of you guys.
Deprogrammer 9 says, you should print a photo book of mushrooms, Andy.
I print a photo book. Maybe I could do that. That could be part of the Patreon. That's a great idea, Deprogrammer 9. That's a brilliant idea. Smile. I think I might have just spotted a really interesting mushroom. Let's look at these other ones first. Right, I have to put the gimbal off and swap this around. Look at this little grouping of mushrooms here. So I feel like they're super delicate as well, so I need to be really careful. There's 3 of them together in this lovely little group. You have to kind of part the grass really gently. Otherwise you can break them sometimes, especially if they're caught up in the grass. Again, just doing a little bit of gardening so I can get in and take a picture. Oh, don't break. Please don't break. These are really interesting looking things. So I like to take pictures which are pretty, but also pictures are kind of scientifically valid for ID. Wildlife
Fengavemian
photographer
says,
at work.
hello, it's chanterelle season for over here as well. Love them.
Who's that then? Then give me one. Hiya. Crawling around in the grass here. So there's another little fungus here. Coming out of the moss. Oh, there's actually more than just one fungus here. There's another big clump of coral fungus here. It's great, isn't it? Right, so then this was the one that I spotted, this one here, see it? This one. So this looks like what we found before, but it's a younger version of it, basically. I think. It looks very, very similar. You can see all the coral fungus in the back here. Brilliant, isn't it? Really lovely. And then we've got this guy in the moss. It's got a nice stipe. I think I'm actually my a different species from the last one we found. Because it's got quite light gills. The other one had darker gills. So, not sure what this one is. Let's see for more mushrooms. Oh wow, I'm looking at more and more coral fungus here. This is good. Oh, what's that? I spotted another one. Look at this. Isn't that great? It's nice, isn't it? Just coming up. Told you, so put the camera away. This one's just come out of the ground, it's covered in dirt. So, just cleaning up a bit for its mugshot. Comb it with a bit of grass. Polish it up a bit. Okay.
I imagine the fresh air is helping looking beautiful where you're at.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. That was part of the reason I wanted to be out here, because it's a nice day. And I thought, I just need a bit of fresh air maybe. Ooh. A little bit close there. Where are you? There we are. So I'm just gone full manual now.
Such a mushroom hunger now.
Are you hungry for mushrooms? Wish that cloud would go away. Oh well. Isn't it in a wee cracker, this one? It's a wee cracker. I think this is the same as the last ones that I took pictures of, but the last one's caps weren't as big as this. They were more damaged, basically. You can tell by this kind of like, the reason why I'm saying that is because see how it's got this kind of light ring at the top of the cap and then this more dark bit in the middle. The other ones that were growing in that little three together, they also had that that feature. So yeah, orange cap, orange on, as you can see this one at the back here, it's got an orange stipe and pretty mashed up yellow gills. I'll get a wee picture of this just as a reference picture. Oh, hang on a darn minute, right beside it though. Yeah, it's another species of waxcap, the beautiful white stipe.
MM 2946 says, this is interesting. The most common mushroom hunted here is the morel and they are delicious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! Totally distracted from
Sior says, I have loads of morels here.
Morels are amazing. They're very, very sought after as an edible, are they not? As an edible fungus, morel. When something hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
Sior says, I fry them of course. I'm from the south.
Okay, let's go and crawl around somewhere else. I had a feeling this area here would be good for waxcaps. It's been kind of calling me, my subconscious for a while. I've been going, oh, there's another big blackening waxcap, but it's totally past it. It's really starting to go black. It's nice though, you can see the gills in there, and yeah, it's really starting to be over. It's nice to be able to see the gills. Okay, so I need to find something else. I want to find some scarlet waxcaps now, please. Or I don't know, something else. Something rather than blackening waxcaps. There's another one of those white ones, I think. Yeah, here we go. There's some more of those. Two together. They're pretty nice. They're a bit more slimy to the touch. And as you can see, they come out and then as they get a bit older, they change colour a little bit. What are you doing, gimbal? Stop it.
MM 2946 says, if one was to tour your country you would never see these things. So seeing the native plants and wildlife is a treat.
Oh, MM, thank you. And if anybody wants to come to Scotland and you want to hire a guide, my services are available. So please don't hesitate to get in touch. Or if you know people that are coming to Scotland and would like to have a more in-depth experience, then that's what Exhibit Scotland is for.
Sior says, I will book you.
Nice.
MM2946 says, it is nice to see the things that aren't polished and preserved for the tourists, also.
Yeah, exactly. And this is ephemeral stuff, this, you know, it's here and then gone again. Ooh. You see this one that's coming up, it's the new one, it's quite slimy looking. And when it's just new and coming up. But these guys have been in the air a bit longer and they've gone this kind of lovely white colour. Or maybe not white, more like, I don't know what you call that. Oh, the gimbal's so funny when it does that. It's like, oh, freaking out. So, it's time to take a few pictures. And then I can maybe ask somebody in the future, what the hell's that, mate? Nev Kilkenny is the guy. Nev's a really nice guy. And I met him, he used to be part of this, or may still be part of the South East Scotland fungus group. And so yeah, if you want to learn about fungus, get in touch. I'd like to give a wee shout out and props to my educators in fungus, namely somebody called Roy Watling, Professor Roy Watling, and his cohort of mycological, what do you call them, apprentices. Oh, now that one has just been knocked off. Nice looking thing. I think it's the sheep. Might be wrong. Lovely white stipe, white gills. Anyway, let's keep looking. I'm pleased that the signal's still going. I totally thought that we would have lost signal by now. Over here, we seem to be good. So there's terraces now. And my decision is do I go back along where I've been and then go up the terraces? Or do I go up this
Fengdevemian says, the earth energy is strong.
The earth energy is strong. Oh, the sun's going down. Over there, check that out. Interesting looking God rays coming through the clouds there. Wow, what is that? Oh wow, just found a really pretty plant. I think this is grass of Parnassus, but it's like a little mini version of it. Look how gorgeous that is. It looks like grass of Parnassus. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. One of the most pretty flowers. There's little fans of anthers and stuff there. It's just...
MM2946 says, see the little yellow spots.
Yeah, they're the anthers. That's where the pollen is. It's just incredible. Very, 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 very nice.
Fengavemian says, we have national parks that are breathtaking, and that's not even including the Alps.
It does look quite steep going up here. I quite like to go up there though. Maybe just go up slowly and see how I feel about the height.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. It's quite a steep hill. We've got to drive out of the village. Normally takes about 10 miles an hour off me. Right, we're nearly at the top, guys. I'm at the top of that bit. The escarpment, as it's called. Right. Let's have a look for mushrooms. Oh, he finds one straight away. Beautiful. Lovely colour. Isn't it great? Isn't that pretty? It's a bit slimy to the touch, this one. Doing, 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 doing. Quite, you know, it's not mega brittle. It's got a bit of boing. Have a quick look at the view while I take a picture. Right. Next, let's see what else we can find. Oh, I found chocolate in my pocket. Amazing. That's a good thing. I always like to find a bit of chocolate. Yummy. What sort of chocolate do you like, guys? I have found some Yorkie. This is called Yorkie. Chocolate for men, apparently, is how it was advertised. This is Yorkie biscuit and raisin. Oh yeah, they're here. Big time. Look at these guys. Absolutely massive.
MM2946 says, I like Lind Extreme Orange Chocolate.
Look at these guys. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, so many fungus. Amazing. Right. Let's keep going. I think I'm going to have to come back here maybe later in the week when there's more light. There's a lot of short grass here. Actually looks like it's been mown, which is really weird. I don't know if you can see those lines on the grass there. There's kind of lines. Like it's been mown. So that might not provide anything because it's been... Fungus doesn't like disturbed ground particularly.
MM2946 says, does the fence mean that it is a pasture?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's all pasture here. There's sheep on this field that I'm in as well. The fence is probably just a land boundary, you know, demarking this is my land sort of thing. But it could be a stop barrier, you're right. But that fence looks so low in so many places that I think it's probably not a very successful stop barrier if that's what it's meant to be. So let's zoom out so you can see the lovely view.
Okay, Ty.
Interesting, as soon as I get into the wind, my nose starts running. Why is that? Why does the wind make your nose run? It's because it's blowing across the bottom of your nostrils, gently stimulating you. Your olfactory, is that what it is? So I'm just doing what I've been doing earlier, walking back and forth, just looking at the base of thistles and stuff, and just seeing what I can spot, really. It's a good view from up here. There's Harris. Do. See, look, here's another fungus that's been knocked over. It's probably just the sheep. Look at the size of that badass thing. That is mental. Huge. But weird, it looks like it's been picked. Alright guys, you ready? Let's go. Lock up the beast. Lock Harris up. That's it. Locked. Locked and loaded. Right, let's go. My wee salopettes. I like these waterproof trousers. They're made by Berghaus. They have got zips upside the sides of them, upside the sides. And they've also got, oh, the Scarlet Pimpernel is still out. I spotted some there as well. That's good to see. So Scarlet Pimpernel closes up, depending on the pressure, the air pressure. So if it thinks it's going to be a nice day, it opens up. And if it's not sure about what kind of day it's going to be, it closes up. So that was closed up. According to the weather forecast, we're good today. And so we're just going to have a quick stomp around this little bit of grass over here. Just a quick test. I'll flip that around. So I see this bit of grass between the house and the underneath the cliff here. And have a quick look over there. Grass is quite long over here. There's some rabbits running around. Kestrel up there on the wire. Yeah, it is. There it goes. I like kestrels, nice birds. So how did I get in there? I got in there okay before. How did I do it? Right. The grass looks good though. It's a really nice length because the the rabbits have been here doing their thing that rabbits do. Oh, butterfly. Right, let's start over here. We'll do our zigzag. I think I just spotted a fungus there, which is good. I think it might have been a special fungus, potentially. One of them ones. So, alright. Let's just look around. Let's show you the view first of all. This is where we are. A really nice place here. And
picket mushroom.
Yeah, so this is your typical Liberty cap. I'm really pleased to see that these are here. This means that this bit of land is not fertilised, and it means that it's potentially good for waxcaps. Isn't it lovely weather now? Right, what's this red thing over here? Which is definitely a fungus. But I don't know what type of fungus it is. It's an orange fungus. I wonder if it's a cordyceps. You see that orange thing in the grass there? I'm going to have to take the gimbal, switch the gimbal off now. So this is a type of fungus which is just starting to come up. It's weird. It's really dry feeling. It doesn't look like a waxcap. It's really odd. Any ideas? Anybody Googling images? So I haven't organised this yet because I was sick. I'm going to start a Patreon. So all the pictures that I take on these trips, they'll be available to the patrons. And I might make 3D models and all sorts of things. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, look out for that. What a cool little thing. So I'm changing the focus now on this macro lens so I can get really sort of high definition sharp. But it is when you get in that tight, it's weird. It's like slightly squamulose, this thing. I need to do this one.
I've identified it. Cordyceps militaris.
It is a cordyceps. I thought it might be a cordyceps. So if it's a cordyceps, it means it's growing out of a bug of sorts. So let's have a look. Let's dig it up. Let's dig it up and see what's in it. See what it's growing out of. So do you know what cordyceps are, guys? Cordyceps are fungi that take over the brains and the bodies of creatures, and then they get them to go places like climb up trees, and then when they're at the top of the tree they burst out of their brains. In fact, cordyceps have even been known to take over the bodies of dead creatures and reanimate them. So you might see this dead beetle walking around and stuff, but it's the cordyceps that's doing it. How amazing is that? Right, let's swap you around and
Dukamunrika says, caterpillar fungus.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking is going to be here. When I
Deprogrammer 9 says, WTF.
yeah, totally WTF. So hopefully there's going to be we're going to find the body of a caterpillar or a beetle or something.
Dukamunrika says, welcome to France.
Wow, it's really deep in there, whatever the creature it's growing out of is. I'm all excited. I'm quite excited to find out what's in here, if anything. It might have just be rotted away by now, but sometimes you actually get to see the whole bug or whatever. Can I get under it? Yeah, there we go.
Dead bunny next to his poop.
So this infects a host, and then goes from there. There doesn't really seem to be any of the host left. Sometimes you find a whole caterpillar grub or something like that. Interesting beast, isn't it? Right. So
Fully consumed.
let's plant it again. There we go. So it's not been damaged at all by our little excavation. Amazing. Amazing little beastie. Ah, this is a fun day we're having already.
Deprogrammer 9 says, very nice 100 points symbol.
Yay! Woohoo! So there's a couple of interesting fungi. I'm going to take a wee picture of them. Oh, look at these. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Very dusty stipes. Huh. Wow. The spores are all over the grass there. Incredible. The grass is actually black with spores. That's interesting. They're quite heavy, these mushrooms, so they want to fall over. These are hard to take a picture of. I'm taking it into the sun as well, which isn't great. It's not terrible though. Oh, that was good. Right. So let's show you the spores of these on the grass. So that's pretty cool. And you see how black that is there? All that black stuff on that grass. That is spores from the fungus, basically, that have dropped down. And you see that often under fungi, particularly in woodlands, like bracket fungi, like artist bracket and stuff like that. They have a lot of spores underneath that drop out. So yeah, you can make beautiful spore prints, pictures, by getting a cap, putting it in a zip seal bag on some paper, putting a droplet of water in it and leaving it overnight. Next day, you'll have a beautiful spore print. All right, well, this grass is long and spongy and too long, I think, for identifying any fungi. So, I'm going to deem this bit of ground explored, and I'm going to go across the road now. Whew. Lovely, eh? Lovely. Right, we're not going that way. We're going this way. Actually, I can feel rain. I felt raindrops. Now, that wasn't forecast. It certainly looks like it's up there though, look at that. We might have to go and hide in Harris for 20 minutes or so while that cloud passes over. This is Himalayan balsam. It's very see-through right now in the sun. This is an invasive plant. It's really not good. And basically, see some more stems of it here. The good thing about it is it's very easy to pull out the ground. He says, see, you can just pull it up by the roots, dead easy. Water can do that. So if this grows on the banks of a river, it dislodges the soil, and because it's so easy to pull up, and then that can cause the banks to erode and more flooding. So Wawa, how are you doing? So Himalayan balsam is not a good plant to have on rivers or really anywhere. It's very invasive. Once it takes over, you'll find it goes everywhere. The flowers are beautiful and the bees love them. The seeds are edible to humans, and you can make a nice syrup out of the flowers, which is full of vitamin C. So it is actually a pretty cool plant, and it's awesome when it's in the sun like that, all glowing pink. And I do like Himalayan balsam, but it's not good in the wild. It's a kind of typical autumn day today, basically. You can see there's a volcanic plug out there. That's Ayrshire Craig. The rocks around here are also very unique to the area. Right across Scotland, there's not very many rocks like the rocks we've got here. So they're called ultramafic rocks. Ultramafic rocks are low in silica. So stuff like ovalinite and serpentinite, stuff like that. Interesting rocks. So we're going to go into that field of sheep now. They're not going to like it, but we're going to just try to be as chilled about it as possible, and hopefully they will be chilled about me being there as well.
Watcher says, the clouds, they move, they change, they grow, they fly, they die, they love the sky.
Watcher, you're awesome. Thank you for your poetry. Fantastic. Amazing. The clouds, they move, they change, they grow, they fly, they die, they love the sky. Okay, sheepies, coming in for a little wander. What we're going to do, we talked about this before, is we're going to just hug this wall. We talked about barriers, and mycelium basically using things, objects in the environment as a barrier. So there we go, straight away we've got blackening waxcap in the sand actually. That's cool. What else have we got? There's another blackening wax cap coming up now. In there.
Bright Soul Music says, quitting work now, on my way home. Good luck with the shrooms.
Quitting work
See
now,
you
on my way
later.
home. Good luck with the shrooms. See you later. See you later. It's Simon versus poetry. Amazing. Right, so I'm going to take a quick picture of the blackening
Watcher
wax
says,
cap
is it poisonous?
for the old Instagram reel. So also all the pictures that I take during these sessions. I think this week I'm going to sort out my Patreon, and so when I'm out doing these things, when we're out together, I'll be taking photographs. I'll put the best ones on Patreon for you guys if you join up with Patreon. I'm also going to make 3D models of things. Probably, I feel like I should be making some 3D models of these, but making 3D models is quite time consuming. You have to take hundreds of pictures, if I took 300 pictures of this mushroom all the way around it, I could make a 3D model of it. So I'll be making models, also be playing around with AI. Deprogrammer 9 mentioned making a photo book. I don't know if that's the best way to do it for people. Because if the photos are in a photo
Cato
book...
Liquid Obsidian says, hey darling.
If the photos are in a photo book, then basically you can't do anything with them, can you? You can just look at them. Whereas if I was to give you the actual files, then you could do something with them. And that's kind of what I want to do. So I spent a lot of time a couple of months ago when I first started thinking about Patreon, writing terms and conditions. I'm just seeing some little beautiful things. These are I call them fairy cups. It's a lichen called Cladonia. Check these guys out. See that? Those little trumpets. So that's Cladonia lichen. And Cladonia lichen, they often fruit red. So if you imagine the edges of those little trumpets being bright red, you never know, we might find some fruiting. That was really nice to see that.
Chairs.
That bit of that blackening wax cap.
She always says, hey darling.
Oh, wee fairy chairs. Indeed. Oh, I like that. So yeah, it's super dry here. Super, super dry. What's that? Oh yeah. Hello. Now I'm a happy cat. Look at these. Fabulous. Big chunky stipes. Look at that. It's nearly as thick as my thumb. So gorgeous. So yes, thank you Waxcaps. It looks like another one here, just here. It's kind of bleached. It's a bit weird. I don't know why that's bleached out. I'm going to assume it's the same variety because it's just sitting right next to it. And there's another one here which is, you see, it's been knocked over by the sheep. That one. Oh, low battery already. Goodness, doesn't look like we're going to get up into that area. Is that more? What is this? Oh, they're nice. Oh, they're pretty. Look at the gills on that. You see how they're running right down into the stem like that? That's called decurrent. Yeah, that's a nice. So different types of gills, the way they attach the stem or don't attach the stem, where they go down the stem. These are all ways to identify fungi. So nice. It's hard to get a picture of all of it together. There we go. There we go. We've got the whole family in one shot with the gills as well. Thank you very much.
Jungle Bunker says, good afternoon.
Do that. Hello, Jungle Bunker. How are you, my friend? It's lovely to see you. Let me see you. Good to see you, man. If you don't know Jungle Bunker, the Jungle Bunker is a great DJ stream. And in the Jungle Bunker, there are amazing records of all shapes and sizes. And they contain just the very best music.
Bro TV seal of approval. I'll take that.
Right, I've spotted one or two fungi, but they're not really floating my boat at the moment. As far as, I want to take a picture of that. There are very few, and because we don't have much battery left, I'm feeling hesitant about the big buzzard up there. We were going to go up this burn here, basically, and now I'm down to 20% battery. I don't think we're going to get very far if we go up there. We're going to have a quick look. What I don't want to do is get cut off midstream without saying bye. I really don't like that. So let's just go for a quick look. We'll have a quick look up here, just for orientation purposes, rather than actually looking. And now he says that he's going to find stuff. Right. Oh, see, look straight away. Look at them. They're lovely. Remember we found some of them last time? These beautiful grey ones with the little frills around the edges. They're pretty. I'm in the light though, so there's no way I can take a picture of this without. Some grass in the way. Always a bit of grass in the way. Bunker, you're a photographer, aren't you? Do you take pictures of wildlife
Indeed.
and stuff? Or are you only a specialist photographer? Good. I think we've got some huge fungus here. Look at these. Huge. You can see the universal veil here, where it breaks out. When it comes out of the vulva, it breaks through its veil, and then on the fly agaric, the universal veil gets on the top as well. There's a slug having a good munch. They're part of the Agaricae family. Agaricae, I think that's how A-E-E. There's another one here. No, I don't know what that is. I don't think that's a field mushroom. It's got weird pink bits on it and stuff. The cap is really dry. Can you hear that? Really solid. Probably got a million maggots in there. That's the thing with big mushrooms. You don't really want to pick big mushrooms because big mushrooms are full of maggots. I think that's more up ahead. More of whatever that is. Interesting that these are up here. Looks like another Waxcap. It's not a nice looking thing though. It's been a bit weather beaten. The ones up here. The size of these things. like dinner plates. Look at that. Huge. And lots of big brown gills. Better to get them when they're like this, when they're just coming out. You see that one hasn't broken its vulva yet, so this is how they start. You see how it's just one solid thing here coming out the ground. Big solid cap. Let's try and clean it off a bit. Amazing thing, isn't it? Let's start our homeward journey. Still looking out for fungus though. Not letting the emission down. There's a couple more here. I think they're just some more of the snowy waxcaps. There's quite a few of them though. Slightly golden colour, that one actually, for a snowy. Interesting. I'm not sure what that is. Again, it does look very waxcap. Very yellow, that one. And these ones seem... it's quite yellow too. Maybe do a Google on that later. Oh boy. Sniffy sniff sniff. I've really enjoyed today. Yeah, join me in not long. I'm going to start up the stream again. I'll be in the office and we'll do some AI stuff. Okay? That'll be fun if you'd like to join me on that.
Watcher says,
We'll be looking at some of these pictures as well.
The Jungle Bunker says, thanks Andy, love these streams.
Oh, thank you, Jungle. Look at me, I've herded the sheep away into the corner of the field. That's fine. I'm going to walk diagonally now because it was a bit wet there. Seeing as they're all over there, I can go diagonally. I think a spider just jumped off my hat. I just saw these legs. I might have to look at the VOD for that. Yeah, they're really the sheep in here, they don't like nettles. They've eaten around all the nettles. That's funny. Me. Okay, it keeps saying low battery, so I'm gonna love you. Thank you very, very much. You rock. And see you again, hopefully soon, for another Exhibit Scotland out and about IRL streamer.